Okay. We're gonna show you the Suzuki Samurai, finally. I know it's been showing up in some videos and you guys have kind of already seen it, but this is the official introduction of our tow vehicle and I'm so excited about it.
So this thing is a Suzuki. So this thing is a 1986 Suzuki Samurai and it was not easy to find.
Especially not in this condition because, you know, honestly, the search for our tow vehicle kind of turned into our journey to find the Class C.
It was almost, to tell you the truth, we almost bought the wrong one too.
We started out going from Griffin, Georgia, all the way down to Pensacola, Florida.
Yep, spending the night, and we tried to buy the Samurai. This guy, I'll tell you, it was at a used car sales lot, and we went on a test ride. Guy drove us around because he wouldn't let us drive it for some reason. I don't know why. And I was like, all right, well, let's go do the paperwork. Let's run some numbers. Well, he said this a couple times, and then we get done with the test ride, get back, and he's like, all right, you guys go sleep on it and come back and we'll talk about it. And well, when he said that, we started looking at everything. Thing was leaking from every possible thing it could leak from, and we went and slept on it, decided it was not a good buy. And so
got on Facebook Marketplace, started searching around, found this one all the way up in northern Alabama, and we started heading that way.
Enjoy yourself.
Well, I appreciate it. Well, but we won't be, it'll be real quick.
Well, just go ahead and, you know.
First time driving. Oh, look at you, manual and so long, and you did it. You didn't even stall out.
Not yet. I gotta go one more time. There we go.
Oh, okay. Well,
I ain't got no RPM. Got steering wheel's crooked.
How's it feel?
I think good.
I personally absolutely
She
love
loved it. Before we even test drove, she's like, we're getting it.
I want it. I just love it. It looks so cool. It's like a little Tonka truck.
You can't take her nowhere. If she wants it, it don't matter if it's the biggest piece of junk on earth, she's gonna get it.
It's not the biggest piece of junk though.
No, it is good. It's. I think it'd be a solid buy for sure.
See?
My biggest qualms with it is a couple of rust spots that it has on the windshield, which any of you guys that have older Jeeps, well, like it just happens on these things if you don't stay on top of it. But that's my biggest qualms with it, and it's not even bad. Needless to say, we got our tow vehicle.
Oh gosh, what you doing there?
I don't know.
It's about light enough that you could pick it up. Which brings us to why, this is one of the reasons why a Suzuki Samurai is our tow vehicle. So we debated between basically a Jeep and a Samurai, a few other options, but yeah. I really wanted a Samurai. I mean, look at this thing. It's tiny, it's cute. It looks like a little Tonka truck just blown up.
You never see these things like well, especially not in good enough condition to just be seen driving down the highway. So they're pretty rare, I guess.
So now, one, it's cool. That's why. Two, it's super light, so it's easy to tow behind a Class C.
And four-wheel drive.
And, you know, we've seen some videos. They can outperform some Jeeps on some trails. Just saying.
Unless it's 2 inches or deeper. Because this thing is tiny.
We've got a little lift on it.
I guess.
And it's still, like, we're still both taller than it.
So tiny.
Needless to say, we've got a really unique tow vehicle, some cool stats on it. One, like Craig said, it's four-wheel drive, it's manual. Yep. We can both drive a manual car.
Yep. I can't remember what car I had that was a manual, but I had one.
My first car that I bought was a manual car.
She's sitting there, a dang Cavalier, Chevy Cavalier. You know what's funny is I told her, I remember, that was the slowest car that I think I'll ever even get the chance to drive. And then we bought this thing.
And look at them now.
Look at me now. At least this one's four-wheel drive though. Yours is just slow.
A whole, what is it? 68 horsepower?
I don't know. It goes, I've been 70 miles an hour in this thing. It might have been downhill and the wind blowing, but it was 70.
A 1.3 liter engine.
Yep.
Right?
No AC.
73,000 original miles when we bought it. The heat works though.
Yeah, I did change the carburetor on it though, and it seems to be working great, even though the other carburetor worked great, but it seems to be working even better now. So a couple nice features about this one in particular is that these things were not sold in the US, I believe. You correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the US versions of these did not come with a hard top. They're all soft top. Overseas, you could have got them with a hard top, which they call tin tops. But this one has a hard top, which is very nice. I love the hard top on it. Also, this one was repainted at one point, which is great. When we take you inside this thing, which the inside is extremely clean. Remember guys, this is at 1986. This inside is so good, but it's blue. Everything was painted white and the inside's blue. So I don't know, it's a little strange, but I kind of like it. Another thing is it comes with an upgraded suspension on it, so it has, I don't know, it's like a 2-inch, 2.5-inch lift on it, which makes it able to run these giant tires. Can you believe the tires that came on this were even smaller than this? But it has a little gas can right here for when we run out, because we only have like a 10-gallon tank on this thing, if that. I think it takes like 30 bucks to fill up. So we said this thing's in good run condition. I also said I changed the carburetor. It was in good run condition when we bought it, but the carburetor made it feel just slightly sluggish, so I switched that out and it runs perfect. Let's start this thing up for you guys so you can see. Don't mind that squeaky belt if you can hear it on camera. But other than that, this thing runs great. It has a manual choke in it. Not a fan of them. It had a vacuum activated choke in it originally, but when I switched the carburetors to this carburetor, had installed a manual choke. It works, just ain't a fan of it. Had installed an RPM gauge. Apparently these things rev up red line at like 6,000 RPMs, and I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell what 6,000 RPMs are on this tiny motor. Yeah, but all the interior is all nice, no cracks in the dash. Everything looks really good.
I absolutely love this thing. I mean, when I first saw it, it was like we were driving away with it. There was no other option for me. I love it. But a lot of people think these things are a major rollover risk, because back in the day when they were selling, Consumer Reports put out this report saying they were a rollover risk, and then come to find out it was kind of fake. Like, they rigged the test to prove that it was a rollover risk, and even though all of that information came out after the fact, the damage had already been done, and that is the reason why they're no longer sold in the US, which is kind of crazy. But in 1987, so the year after this one was made, it outsold Jeep 2-1. So these were super popular back in the day, but you can barely find them in this condition now because everybody gets them and they put big tires on them, they go mudding with them, and that's good and fun, and I like that too, but I also really like the condition of this thing. Yes, we're going to tell you how much we paid for it, even though I don't want to, because y'all ragged us so hard on how much we paid for the Class C, so I can only imagine the comments we'll get on this one, but I think I'm going to keep it forever, so it's like an investment in the rest of my life, right?
Into your happiness.
Into my happiness.
Not your pocket, that's for sure.
A few other things that made this a good buy, a good relative, depends on how you look at it, buy, is that it was partially already set up for towing.
So you can flat tow these things. However, it's not great to just flat tow them as they are. Ours happen to come with a driveline disconnect in it, so all we do is pull a handle up and it disconnects the driveline, and you ain't got to worry about burning up your transfer case. Makes it super convenient and easy, and we can tow and not have to worry about anything with this messing up. It also came pre-wired with this aftermarket light bar on the front, and it came wired up to plug in to be able to flat tow, and came with the tow bar, or the front hooks for a tow bar on the front. So all these were actually very nice features for something that we were wanting to buy, that to tow behind something. So I don't know, it's super convenient.
However, we're going to be making some upgrades to this towing system because it's a bit I don't know, like basic, I guess, and it doesn't have any aftermarket braking so that it just relies on the brakes of whatever is pulling it currently.
Oh, it only weighs 2,000 pounds. So
only weighs
not
2,000
even,
pounds.
So.
But some states are funny about that.
Yeah.
And so we're going to install a full flat towing setup on this thing. We got a lot going into this thing, and Craig is about to have a full-on DIY project on his hands.
Nothing about this stuff. I've never installed any of this stuff. We got to install some kind of braking system thing. I don't know. I think it's going to involve more wiring, which wiring can be difficult. It's a little bit of a puzzle, but we're going to figure it out. We're going to get it installed, and we're going to show you guys the process.
Remember, this is a how we did it, not how to. Look at eTrailer's website for the how-tos, because they've got good videos, and we're going to try to follow them, but, you know, we're not perfect over here, so just saying. We'll be starting this install in Georgia and then ending it in Florida. So don't get confused when we do a little teleporting mid-video and change locations for the install. Craig has those good teleportation skills, you know?
How?
I wish I did. Man, that would be nice.
You can tell when we're in Florida because I only have flip-flops.
You always have you had flip-flops in the snow.
Well, it wasn't my fault.
Cool.
Huh? I think we should show them our 0 to 60 time.
Okay.
Well, you gotta wait till we get on the road up here where it's legal to do 60.
Oh, yeah.
And not just through a neighborhood.
Okay, let's do that.
All right, guys, y'all fasten your seatbelt because you ain't gonna believe how fast this is. I'm gonna wait for this car that's a mile down the road to go by because they might rear end us if I pull out. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
Starting.
We are at 30. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Here we go, here we go. 40.
Oh my gosh. Keep going, come on.
I got it to the floor.
Oh my gosh, it's so slow.
Hold on, we're about to hit 50 and I think 55 is the speed limit. Okay,
just
here
get
we
it
go.
to 60.
Here we go. Oh yeah, 5th gear, guys.
Are we at 60?
No, we're at 55. Hold on, guys, don't click off yet. We're almost there. You have to experience this with us. Wait, we're still almost to 60, okay?
Oh my gosh.
Almost 60. How long?
Oh.
How long?
53 seconds.
It only took almost a minute. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
That's what 68 horsepower will get you guys.
Don't you want a Suzuki Samurai now?
Hey, don't be jealous.
And
I don't know if you can tell how much noisier it got in here, but
only the cool kids take a full minute to get to 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, it took a good minute.
A huge thank you to our partner eTrailer.com because they hooked us up with everything we needed to turn our little Samurai into our tow vehicle for our Class C, which, as you can see by these boxes, was way more stuff than we realized we needed.
I don't think we're ready for this install.
Come on, this is Craig we're talking about. We're definitely ready for this install. But one reason we love working with eTrailer is because they help you figure out what you need for your project. Because we've never had a Class C before.
Nope, especially not one that doesn't have even a tow hitch on the back. So this is about to be a little bit more involved than I anticipated originally.
They sent us the hitch for the Class C, the tow bar stuff to hook up the Samurai, the braking stuff. You know, there's a lot of components involved in all of this, and they didn't do that special just for us, all the emails back and forth and answering the questions or anything like that. They do that for everybody. So if you've ever got a project that you don't know what to do, what you need, contact the enthusiasts at eTrailer because they are excited to help you figure out.
And very knowledgeable.
So knowledgeable.
And if they don't know, they know somebody that does know.
Exactly.
So you can't go wrong with talking to these guys.
They do like whatever they can to get you the answer. It's really cool. But I'm excited to get this installed. Rather, I'm excited to watch Craig install it. He's probably taking lead on this one.
It is, we wake up today, it was like 20s. It's pretty chilly. We got a fire going behind us. We're going to try and stay warm and knock this out as quickly as possible because it is cold, but the wind has quit blowing, so that is a positive.
What are we starting with?
I think we're going to start with installing a hitch on the back of the RV, on the back of the Class C, and then we'll go from there.
And if you want to see our entire setup that we got for our tow vehicle, scan this QR code. You'll be able to see the hitch, the tow bar, the braking stuff, all the things. And yeah, let's get started. Mechanic Craig. We had plumber Craig, electrician Craig. Now we got mechanic Craig.
I'm probably more like plumber Craig doing mechanic work. It's probably the quality we're about to get.
Is this count as mechanic work?
I don't know. Machinist Craig. So these guys clearly have scrubbed at one point. I think they're just supposed to be like a little, I don't know, thing in case you do scrub, but somebody hit them. Now they're bent up, and we have to have these holes that are on this frame to install our thing. So I'm gonna cut this part off. I'm gonna leave the block. Maybe that will help just in case we scrub. Most likely we'll be scrubbing on our new hitch if we do scrub, but we don't have any other options. Hey, it is cold, my fingers. Can't feel them.
Got it cut off?
Yep, ready for the next thing. Which is installing the two little brackets that will actually hold the tube up. I guess I gotta install one first, slide that tube in, then install the second one on the tube and then install it. Because we might not be able to get the tube in if we install both. Oh, that's a lot of different parts. This ain't gonna be as easy as I thought. Oh, wait a minute. Something with some words. Better be a picture. Oh, okay. Let's see. So our frame, chassis frame, already had these holes to mount, I guess, a hitch to it. Maybe it might have came with a hitch, I don't know, and somebody took it off, who knows. But we don't have to drill holes. If you don't have holes, then you got to drill holes. But we got lucky, and the holes line up with the part, so that's nice. Boom!
It says here that the hitch weight is 45 pounds. Install time, 30 minutes.
Seems about right.
Let's see.
Unless you got to run all the way into town for a tool. If you ain't got a bench press, you get this part, you can do a couple of them. Okay, we're just gonna slide it way over there out the way.
This receiver hitch is adjustable in terms of how wide the frame can be, so it can fit a variety of RVs, which makes this a pretty doable DIY project. So you don't have to get the exact right thing for your exact RV, which is nice because I'm sure we would never have been able to find it for our random 1991 Class C. And only a 30-minute install time.
Yeah, it ain't like one of them old Subarus. You gotta buy proprietary parts.
You have to buy proprietary for Subarus?
I don't know. My brother's does, and it seems annoying. Well, we got that part installed. It did not save me from having to drill holes into something though. Because it's adjustable, you get it put where it's gonna go inside these little brackets and slid where it's even. So mine was like 21 was halfway point between the two brackets where I put it. But now I have to drill a hole in the square tube to put my bolts through. So let's do that.
This is the easy part. You better not be feeling that bad yet.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to drill through this thing that easy though. So that's installed basically. Now what?
Craig will tell me his plans and then he promptly forget them so that I can remind him of them later.
I can't keep all this big brain knowledge in my head by myself.
I gotta be good for something, right?
Yeah.
You said you were going to hook up the wiring for the tow for the Class C so that it can hook into the Samurai. So that the Class C is fully ready.
That's about to be the worst part. Figuring out
Eat
wiring.
the frog, they say.
Eat
the
it.
frog.
I don't.
It means
I literally only eat chicken.
it means to do the worst thing first. Just go ahead and get it over with. You already did the easy thing first, so now you gotta do the worst thing second.
I ain't eating no frogs.
The difficult part, I know, is that Craig has to figure out where all the appropriate wires are underneath the Class C.
I might have found them,
to.
but
Oh, you might have found them?
this might be our wires here going up there, which if that's the case, that'd be super simple. I can just cut it, splice into it, and then run a little thing right here to plug into.
Okay, that's them. We're good.
That's them?
Yep.
Nice.
Simple pimple.
Did you say simple pimple?
Simple pimple. I melted my glove.
That's my gloves.
Well, there's a hole in it now.
Stop touching the fire.
So we're getting the plug ready for the Class C. I'm gonna attach this 7-way pin connector to the wiring harness on the RV, like the brake lights and turn signals and stuff like that. We just got to pull the wires from the Class C, run them to this, then this guy will plug into this and go from this to the Suzuki. If that makes sense. And that's how the Suzuki, when we're towing it, will have brake lights and turn signals, so nobody rear ends us and says it's our fault unless I wire it wrong and they don't work, which is a very good possibility.
And the reason we're using the 7-way pin connector is simply because the Suzuki already has a 7-way pin connector on the front of it that's wired to the brake lights and the turn signals and everything like that, already wired up and ready to go. Granted, it's not making full use of the 7 pins. It's only using, I guess, 4 of them, but that's the way they wired it, and so we're just gonna stick with that connector.
Left turn is yellow or red. We don't have a red. So these guys need to reconnect with one another. All right, so I got all the wires hooked up underneath. Looking at this end though, it looks like I still have to do something here. Did I take the part off? I thought I left it on last night. Anyways, I gotta hook this end up to the thing, and then I'm gonna plug it in and see if all my wiring's right. Dadgummit, I thought I was ready. All right, now we got it all hooked up and we're ready for real this time, guys. If this thing will start, which it never lets us down really. Nice. Lights. Let's go see what we got. Yes, okay. They're working. These quit working last night. I was hoping it was just one of my wires came off, and that's what happened, I guess.
You got the
we ain't going
right
anywhere.
blinker on?
Is it? All right, let's see. Let's plug it in.
Okay, there's some lights here.
Come on, be
are
good.
They bright?
Be good. Yes, and they're bright.
Yeah.
I think. It's hard
I think
to
they
tell.
are. Last night, I mean, it's daylight, but.
Well, I mean, you can look at the ones on the back of the RV. They're just as bright as them. Like
Yeah.
the ones at the bottom, not the LED.
I know the ones we installed up there, the new marker lights from e-trailer look good.
Good, yeah. Good, I'm so
high
happy.
five, okay.
I hate doing wiring stuff. All right, so all I gotta do now is finish putting that component together, trim my wires back because I don't need 25 feet of wire hanging out the back. And it's set, we're good.
And then, then the Class C will officially be ready to tow this thing. This thing won't be ready to be towed, but we move on to that part next.
Yeah, still gotta do that, forgot. All right, let's get done.
Okay, now it's time to move on to the next phase of our tow vehicle setup, which involves installing the base plate on the Samurai, because the one that we have is an older style and it doesn't fit the newer tow bars. Installing our Demco stay and play braking system because, and we chose this one. There's a few different options, but we chose this one because you don't have to remove anything and put something back every time you want to tow the vehicle. This one installs and stays in place. I think this is going to be the most complicated part of the install, but I don't know, maybe not. There's a lot of wires there. And then finally, the actual tow bar, which is an e-trailer self-adjusting tow bar. This is going to be a huge upgrade from what we were using before, which was just like basically 2 metal bars. This will self-adjust and just make it a lot better when you're going down the road. I'll put a QR code up, which all the stuff that we're using for our tow vehicle setup, scan it, check it out, find everything on eTrailer.com.
All right, so now that we've done shown you guys that we have the fastest stock Samurai on the street, we got to do some modifications to it, okay? Which isn't going to gain us any power. So I don't really know why I told you that. But anyway, so we have to, I know we talked about having this on here already, was a nice feature, but we got to cut this one off, which was welded onto the frame of this guy to install our new one. This one's just like an outdated way to connect to your tow setup. So we can't connect to our tow setup with it. We got to install a new one. So yeah, let's get to that, cut it off. I didn't even break where where I cut it at.
No? Okay, is our little thingy-majig gonna fit?
Hope so. Hope so. Does not look like it's on fit though.
What? Yes, it is.
All right, just kind of push towards that way while I hit it on this side so it doesn't bounce off.
Okay. Come on, you can do it.
Huh.
We can do it.
Make sure this thing fits.
Yes, it has to. Look, the hole's there. It just has to. That hole's there.
Oh yeah, where's the bolt?
Ouch.
Let's go ahead and get the bolt in that one. Well, this thing either is not bent, it's hitting right here. I guess there's a big gap right there.
It's not working. We're giving up. Well, we're not giving up, but we're taking it to a local fabrication shop to see if they can get it on. Like, it looks, we cut the things off because it looked like it would fit, but it's just really not fitting. One hole can line up and the other holes cannot line up, and there's no way to like move it further. So I think it's going to need some custom work. It looked like it should have fit our 1986 Suzuki Samurai, but it does not. So we got to make it work though.
So the base plate is on, it's installed, it's good. It's basically welded on at this point. It did not fit. However, e-trailer would have taken it back and sent us a new one, but we're trying to just get it done at this point. So it was faster for us to take it to like a local shop and just have them welded on, cut it, and make it fit. Which is probably honestly attached better than just bolts, because the bolts are also inside the holes that were made for it also, if that makes sense. But it's good. And now we're moving on to the next part of this thing, which is? What is it? A braking system. We got to somehow figure out all these wires and install this braking contraption.
Shout out to Minko here in Tallahassee though for getting us in the same day, because we called like 15 different people, and of the ones that answered, they were booking out for like
3 months
for like welding type stuff, but they got us in same day, got it done in 1 hour, and only charged us $120, which for the hour of labor, not bad.
Yeah, I can't complain.
I can't complain. Now let's get this thing done.
It's hard to complain about a service having done when you're like, I need it now.
Now, yeah. Right.
All right. Yeah.
How much can it go in?
As far as it goes.
All right, are we ready?
Yep.
Okay, I'm pulling it. I think.
Yep, it's working.
Did it work?
Yeah.
8, 9, 10. Is it fully
Yeah,
down?
put it back in.
Okay.
It's gonna catch on fire or something. Nice.
High five.
Boy, that's There's a lot more to that than I would have wanted to do in the beginning.
And we can tighten it up a bit. So the install was not really that bad. You just need somebody who's really good at reading instructions and then somebody who's really good at doing stuff. So I'm going to tell you a little bit how it works. Basically, we have the control unit, which is installed underneath the hood, the duo braking system. That is what operates the whole thing. It is lined into the vacuum assisted brakes, okay? And then what that does is you come inside and it operates this cylinder, which is permanently attached to the brake pedal. And when the brakes are applied, because it's also wired all in, it knows it and it will do what we just saw it do, which is depress the brakes. We have a little notification light so that we can see when the brakes are being pressed. We can monitor from a backup camera or from me running to the back of the Class C and looking through the window. And
we might get a backup camera though. It's kind of stressful towing this thing because you can't see it in the rear view mirrors or anything.
That's true. We'll probably need a backup camera. And then there is the G-force controller, which has to be on for the entire thing to operate. And you can adjust the sensitivity of the brakes using the G-force controller to make sure that you're not braking too hard and messing up your brakes on your car. That is something we still have to test out because that's going to be tested when we're actually towing and going down the road. So make sure you hit that subscribe button because we will be testing that out very, very soon here.
Like a few days.
In a few days. I'm going to throw the QR code up for this whole system that we got from eTrailer if you guys want to check it out, and it will have all of the components that we have installed in this video. And if you have any questions, reach out to them. They will be more than happy to make sure you get what you want because there are a lot of different options. Like if you didn't want to wire into your brakes or your light system, you could get externally mounted lights. There are different types of braking options that are a little less, I think, intensive to install, but you have to remove them each time and put them in each time you want to tow it. Anyways.
Also, one of my things with this is I didn't want to install anything that couldn't be taken out because we want to keep this. We decided we're keeping this thing, the RV. I don't know how
TBD.
TBD. I don't know what's going on with that thing, but this for sure is being kept. So we can take all that stuff out and make it back to its original state, which is one of the things I wanted. We also like convenience, so it being able to stay in there until we're just done towing it, that's great too. So we don't have to keep taking it out and putting it back in when we want to drive it. We just flip a switch and it's good to go. So yeah. And
I know we promised to let you know how much we spent on this here Samurai.
Little Zook Zook.
Little Zook Zook here. Now, he's part of the family now, so you can't even be mad about how much we spent on him, okay?
It was a lot. It was less than some, but it was a lot.
The guy had it listed for $22,000. I'm just starting there. That way you're like, oh my gosh, how much did you pay for this thing?
But,
the guy had
but master negotiator over here.
Master negotiator over here. I got it for 12. For 12,000. Yes, 12,000. Yes, that's what we spent.
We offered like 9, I think.
That's what I was trying to spend was 9. But
I can tell you the truth,
so
like I'm not even mad because them people were
so nice.
Yeah, so great. And they were like y'all want to stay here for the night? Stay here. Blah blah. Had an extra room. Had a super cool barnuminium thing that they built. People were great, so I'm not even mad about it.
Not mad about it. They were so nice. And so you can't be mad about it either, okay?
Yeah.
That's the rules.
Also, you go find one in this good of a shape and tell me it ain't just as expensive.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Because they'll be looking good in the pictures like that one in Pensacola, and you get down there and you're like,
Everybody's commenting now like that thing looked like a piece of junk, all black and pink or whatever it was.
It was really terrible. I don't know. Anyways, this has been a fun install. We cannot wait to get on the road with this thing.
I'm so ready. I'm so ready.
We will see you very soon.
Bye.